Good morning. I'm Rosemary DeTrolio, and you're listening to The Lightwalker's Path. It's a place to develop new insights, find your soul's purpose, hear enlightening conversation, and be inspired. Good morning. I'm Rosemary DeTrolio, your host for The Lightwalker's Path. Grow your spirit with Rosemary. Join me every Tuesday, 10 Eastern, to develop your soul's purpose, find new insights, hear exciting guests, and to learn more about your own spiritual path. You can find replays on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and other major streaming platforms. And you can also find some of the archive and replays on my website at rosemaryd.com. So I do hope that you'll explore some of the ones that I've done this year and hear some exciting speakers and learn more about your own path. Today, I was really drawn after speaking to my guest last week. I had Kelly Malcolm on last week. And we were talking about universal laws, and it's something that I teach throughout my courses, but I thought now is really a great time to learn more about this information and bring it out to the public. So the things about universal laws is that they are not just related to a religion, but they are overall related to humanity as a whole. And that's probably why it's more important than just the tenets that we learn and the dogmas through our own religions. These things are commonalities with all religions, and they bring out beliefs that are helpful for right living. So the first one that I wanted to talk about is the law of divine oneness. And if you don't know what that is simply the understanding that we're all connected by soul. And through my angel communications, I also know that we are connected to each other, and that your thoughts, your energies, your emotions also affect people in the collective field. According to many of the ancient traditions, like in Buddhism, for instance, they're very compassion oriented. Even though they may not have the same beliefs that you might have in your religion, it's very compassion oriented. So I wanted to go through a couple different things just so you can see the connection between all of the world religions and what the current understanding of this law is. So in Buddhism, they have a saying that says, compassion for all beings, rich and poor alike. Each person has their own suffering. In separateness, excuse me, I'm tongue-tied today, lies the world's misery. In compassion lies strength. That's in the Buddhist text. In Hebrew, they have a tenet that says compassion is considered a core value deeply ingrained in the teachings of the Torah. There's another one in Hebrew that it says love, kindness, and compassion is encouraged toward all beings. In Native American understanding, they have a saying, within each of us lies the power of healing, understanding, and peace. That's by Chief White Eagle. Here's another one. When the power of love overcomes the power of the world, we will know true peace. That's a common Native American tenet. In Islam, they have a saying, those who do not show compassion to humans will not receive compassion from Allah. And they consider Allah like you're the Godhead. You will not believe until you love your brother and love yourself. Okay, in Hinduism, they highlighted the belief that compassion to the divine and all creatures extends to everyone, including self. In Taoism, they say compassion is a virtue essential for harmony with all beings. This is the true meaning of the Tao. And of course, in Christianity, there is clothe yourself in compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. And that's in Colossians 3:12. So in all major religions, there is this understanding and underlying truth of compassion. How you can put this in your own life is just for a day, a week, a few times, this whole month, I want you to try to extend compassion in all situations with all people that come into your field. One of the things that you can do is get to know someone that has a different background, culture, or belief than your own. This is a great way to expand your awareness of other people's truths. It also allows you the understanding that we are all connected by soul. So even if you don't agree with someone's viewpoint or perception, There's this underlying understanding that we are all one. We're all the same humanity. If you have that in your mindset, you will not have the need to downgrade or to be cruel to anyone, or to have that mindset that they are so different from you that there's nothing the same. Instead, look for things that are similar. Look at things that are similar in love of family, love of community, how we treat each other. There's many similarities in all world people that you can find if you look for it. There's also lots of differences. So, I always say what you focus on will increase. So if you're only looking for what's different and what you don't understand about someone, you're missing a lot of what is the same. Okay. This law, the divine oneness, is a reminder that all of us are connected by soul. We're all part of the great human family. I think if you're going from the idea that we're all commonality and we all want the same things, you're going to notice things that are important. For instance, we have to take care of the earth because we live on it. And if you look at around you and you'll see what we've done to the earth and the air, you're going to notice that we're ruining our home, our family home. If you look at the way that we treat people, the way the leaders in the country treat people, this is another important tenet of understanding. If there's always an enemy, then that means that you're not understanding that we're all connected by soul. So be really careful with the things that you aspire to and that you're listening to and that you believe, because we can either be divisive toward each other or we can come together as a community and as a human family. And this is really an important idea, especially now when there's lots of things on the forefront that are coming to us that we may not understand. So just keep an open mind and don't walk in fear. Okay, so the divine oneness is a spiritual law. Spiritual laws govern humanity. They don't necessarily govern just this religion or that religion, which is why it's so important, because there's so many types of people and beliefs in the world right now, and there's always has been. But because we have the internet and everything's out there and we have news and we have misnews, you need to be really open-minded with understanding that we're all one. We all need to be connected by soul, by source, by prayer, by understanding, and by compassion. If nothing else, extend compassion. All right, that's the main tenet here that I'm getting across to you. All right, the one that I teach a lot through my business is called the law of vibration and the law of attraction. And these two things go really closely and hand in hand. All right, so I want to explain what those are. First thing is that we're all human, but we all have energy. We all have this energy called soul. We all have energy that extends through our thought process and through our heart center. This vibration is really amazing because it has the ability to send patterns to the matrix and the universe and the energies around you. And I know it sounds a little woo-woo if you've never heard this before, but I want you to think of it this way. Have you ever entered a room and you already knew how the energy felt when you walked in? Did it feel comfortable? Did it feel prickly? Did it feel open? That is your experience of experiencing the energy of the emotions of the people in that room. Have you ever searched for a house or been to a building and when you walked in, you're like, ooh, I don't feel comfortable here. Or you might have felt very welcomed. That's because the energy of human thought and energy from our heart does imprint places. It imprints it with either kindness, uplifting energy, or low vibration energy. Even though you may not understand what those words are, or maybe it's not something that you're familiar with the vernacular of, you all know when you're comfortable around someone or you're not. Have you ever been with a person and all of a sudden you feel like, oh, I feel really prickly or weird around that person? Or you might have felt very uplifted and open when you met someone. That's because you're experiencing the energy that their heart and their mind and their energy field has put into the area around them called their energy field or their aura. And when we're in company of people that are very uplifting, we feel uplifted. When you're in the company of someone that's very negative and downtrodden, you will also feel their energy as a heavy vibration. So the more uplifted a person is, the higher their energetic vibrational imprint is, and the more that they can affect people in a positive way. We have people with very strong negative energy as well. You might think of the people in your field that might be bullies or pushy or aggressive. They have strong energy too, but it's not used to uplift, it's used to dominate. And those are opposing forces. One is resonating with love and compassion, and the other with intimidation. I want you to think of the energy that you put out to the universe. Is it uplifting, positive, and compassionate, or is it the other? If you find that you are not in a positive mindset, this means that your vibrational field is lower. Depression is a lower vibrational field. And, sometimes I'm not, blaming the person that's feeling depressed, because everyone goes through different things. And if you've experienced trauma in your early life, you may not be the most upbeat person because the trauma has not been healed in you. But I want you to think about the kind of people that make you feel better. Are they positive people? Do you have these people in your immediate circle of energy? And here's the kicker. If your vibration is low, okay, and you don't have positive people in your energy field, you will be drawing in people into your inner circle that are very similar to where your vibration is right now. So I want you to think about this. If you are unhappy and you're around a lot of other unhappy people, is that helping you be more positive, or is it magnifying your sad state of mind right now? If you find that you are resonating with this lower energy frequency, this frequency of energy, you are also drawing situations and people to you that are also at a lower vibration. This doesn't help you. Obviously, it doesn't help you feel better, but you may not even know you're doing it. And I want you to think of, I call them black cloud people. It's those people that everything always bad always happens to them. When you are sitting in a low vibration state, according to this law of vibration, like attracts like, you are bringing in more situations into your life to show you that this is your vibrational frequency. The world is a mirror for your energy. Okay, remember that the world is a mirror for your energy. So if everyone you meet is a very nasty person that you can't trust, you have to look at the energy that you are accepting and the energy that you yourself are putting out. And you'll find that when your energy changes, magically the world around you seems to change as well, because your frequency will match what you see in the vibrational field. Okay, so we'll be coming up on a sponsor break in about a minute or so, but I just want you to think about that. And I want to give you some ideas for how you can use the law of vibration, which is another spiritual law, to your advantage and to your benefit. Okay, we're coming up on a sponsor break. Please stay with me and I'll come back with you in about a minute. Thanks. Welcome back. This is the Lightwalker's Path, Grow Your Spirit with Rosemary, and I'm your host, Rosemary. I teach people how to safely connect with the divine realm, open dormant gifts, transform their lives through one-to-one sessions, Reiki sessions and Reiki training, self-study courses, and many courses that I offer to help shift you. A book that might help you of mine is called Inspired by Angels, a book from the heart, and also Wisdom, Sages, and Angels. These are some of my spiritual books that are workbooks that can help you shift. Okay, so before break, I was teaching about the spiritual laws, and the first one I spoke about was divine oneness, and that's where we are all connected. And you're going to notice that's a tenet in a lot of spiritual literature and a lot of understanding of spiritual teachings. The next one that I talked about was called the law of vibration. The law of vibration is that the energy you put out will come back to you. The energy that you have in your heart center and your emotions create a ripple in the field of energy around you. And they've actually done research, especially if you learn about quantum physics and how particles entrain over a distance. That's why prayer works, and that's why long distance healing works, because these particles can entrain. And there's been some experiments they've done in quantum physics that show how these things happen and show the collective field of energy and how it affects based on thought. Okay, since the world is a mirror, you have to look at what is mirrored back to you. All right, and this is a an experiment. On your next trip to the store, go into the store and have a scowl on your face, and then watch people around you. Then I want you to go into the same place or a different place. Go in with a smile on your face. See what happens. You're going to notice the energy that you put out is going to be quite different, and the people will respond to you in a very different way. So I last a couple days ago, I was food shopping, and I was in the store, and everyone was walking up to me saying, "Hey, how are you?" People were smiling. People were very, very happy. The energy that I put out is very accepting to people. So when I'm in a place, I want people to see me and understand that I am a kind person. The energy in my mindset, in my emotion, is such of kindness and compassion. So therefore, what I'm mirrored back from other people would be the same energy. On the same token, you don't have control over someone's behavior. So if you're in a store and someone's in a vile mood, what you can do is you have a couple choices. You could smile at them. You can say, "Can I help you?" Or you can just send them kind energy. Not everyone's going to be cheery and happy when you see them or you meet them, and that's just humanity. That's our personalities. And you don't know what someone's been going through. Maybe they had a really hard day, or maybe their body's hurting, or maybe they're sick, or maybe they just got bad news. So the only thing that you can do is not let it affect your emotion by saying, "Oh, they're so mean. Look at how they're treating me," because you don't know what they've been through. So instead, go through the world with a compassionate heart and with an open vibration. All right. One of the things that you have to remember is that we're magnets. All right. We're magnets for good, and we're magnets also for the negative. If something keeps coming into your energy field, the same kind of personality, the same issue, the same thing, it's really a lesson for you. It's a karmic lesson that you have to clear. So if I notice that everyone in my field is a domineering personality, what does that show me? It doesn't show me they're bad people. It shows me that my lesson is to speak up and hold my ground. It may show me that I have to not let a stronger personality overshadow who I am as a person. It may teach me that this is a lesson that my soul needed. So if you look at everything in a different light, like what is this vibration right now teaching me, you will notice that it's either a lesson for you, it's a karmic lesson, or it is an opportunity to shift your own perspective. Okay. There's a tenet in the Bible like seek and you shall find. Usually when you have a need, okay, let's say I have a need for learning how to be more assertive, for instance. You will notice that if you have this desire and this emotion and you're putting it out that, "Oh, I really want to learn how to be more assertive," a few things might happen. You're going to have people that come into your field that you need to assert yourself against. All right, that's number one. Number two, you might come across materials, a book, or a person that is just the right one to help you shift. And that's another thing that could occur. Because when you look for something and you seek, you will find it. But if you're not looking and you're unaware, you're not going to find it because you're unaware. So the next thing I would tell you is get out a journal or a book and start writing your thoughts down. Start writing things in your life that you would like to shift. If you find that you always feel like, "Oh, they're better than me," that is something that you need to shift in yourself, and it's called self-love or self-appreciation. That gives you an opportunity to nail down, I don't know where this fear came from, but I think I need to work on appreciating myself more. Start writing down what you need to shift in your own life, and that will help because awareness is your first step. Okay, let's say you want more love in your life. You want your loved ones to accept you. You can't change them, but you can allow yourself the idea that you are worthy of being loved, you are worthy of acceptance, and that if it isn't to be, it won't be. But if you put out love into the universe, you will get it back. Maybe not from the people that you expect, but possibly from other people in your energy field. Maybe a new friend will come into your circle. Maybe people that will help to appreciate you so that you can appreciate yourself. It could be that a situation is a family dynamic from past life. And there's lots of these weird family dynamics that happen. My guest next week is going to talk about family constellations. And she has a technique that she works with her clients to help shift this idea. So check back with me on Tuesday next week. So if you want more love in your life, open your heart to give more love. Be of service. Work in a food bank. Donate something to donate clothing or food. Offer to cook a meal for someone. Do a kind gesture that no one else knows about. Those are some really cool ways to raise your vibration and also to help put this energy of compassion and love into the collective field. Okay. The law of vibration very closely entwines with the next spiritual law that I want to tell you about. It's called the law of attraction. And this is the one that's been highly publicized through The Secret, there was a movie, What the Bleep Do You Know, which came out about 10 years ago. And it talks about this law. And the cool thing about the law of attraction is that I was being trained on this a good 15 years ago or 20 years ago, before The Secret hit the airwaves, before the books about law of attraction came out. When I was channeling, my angels guided me to what this was and how to use it. The law of attraction works with your frequency. It works with the energy of love and gratitude. It works with a heart link, and it works with energy. Okay? Excuse me. Okay. So one of the things that I want to bring you through is how to use it. So the first step of law of attraction and raising vibration is being in the mindset of compassion, love, and gratitude. If you can sit yourself in that place for a short period of time every day, it'll start to transform your life, your relationships, and who you are as a person. Gratitude is just really an emotion of appreciation for all you have in your life. You can appreciate even the lessons that you've gone through. So let's say you've had a dysfunctional family life, or someone didn't love you anymore and left you. You have to find the gratitude in that. What did it do for you? Did it help you grow in independence? Did it release you from a situation that no longer served you? Did it cause you to develop resilience and strength within yourself? These are all gifts that you've gotten, even though a situation is difficult. And it's a moment of gratitude that you can focus on to help you. One of the mantras that I love to start my day with is the one, let me be a blessing of light for other people. Allow me the honor to help people find their way. Allow me the honor of seeking love and compassion in myself so I can give it to other people as well. If you have a mantra that you can use that resonates with you, it can help you shift your mindset for the day. So because we were talking about compassion, one of the easy ones to do is allow me to feel a compassionate heart toward anyone that crosses my field of vision today. Allow me to look at others through the eyes of compassion today. And if you do that every morning when you wake up and you go about your day and you have conflicts or, meetings with other people, it will really shift you into a state of higher vibration so that your perception will increase. Your perception will resonate with a high vibration. So the law of attraction is kind of cool because it almost seems magical when it happens. And this has happened to me many times through the years. When I was starting my business, I wanted a desk, and I wanted a desk for my new healing office. And I didn't want to spend a lot because at the time, I just wanted to start at like shoestring budget, So one of the things I did was I visualized this really cool Chippendale desk that I wanted to buy, but I didn't want to spend a lot. So I had a number in my brain. It's like, I had $50. I want to spend $50 and buy a really cool desk for my office. So that day I went in my car and I drove around and I pulled over in the parking lot of a flea market And don't you know, I saw this gorgeous Chippendale desk. It was on the side. So I got out of my car and I said to the guy, "What do you want for the desk?" He goes, $250. I looked at him and I said, "I'll give you $50 right now for that desk. Will you help me load it in my car?" He says, "Okay." So for $50, I got this gorgeous Chippendale desk for my office. And it was really neat because before I even went out in my car and found that desk, I had visualized it, sent out like a message to the universe. This is what I want. This is what I want to spend. Can I find this? And then I was guided to go to this flea market and I found it. So that's one example of, it seems almost magical. It seems like, Christmas morning when I wanted that bicycle and I got one. It's like a magical moment that when you can apply the law of attraction, unusual and amazing things can happen. So we're coming up on a break. And after the sponsor break, I want to do a heart link with you. And I want to show you how you can apply this law of attraction and vibration to your day to make things happen. And it's kind of a cool experiment that you can try with me. And then, you just have to try it out for fun and see what happens, okay? We'll be right back. We're coming up on a sponsor break. Welcome back to Lightwalker's Path. I'm Rosemary DeTrolio, and I'm teaching today about spiritual laws, universal spiritual law. And I wanted to let you know that I teach people how to safely connect with the divine realm, open dormant gifts, and shift their life. If you're interested in learning more about what I do, explore my website on rosemaryd.com. It's called Hands of Light by Rosemary. You can also see my books on there, and it'll link directly to Amazon because my books are on Amazon. I also want to tell you that if you're listening live and you want to text in a question, I'd be very happy to answer it about anything in the spiritual realm, or if you want a quick little connection or answer to something, I'll do my best to help you out. I can do some live kind of reading for you if you're interested in finding out more. So, keep that in mind if you're listening live. Okay, so before the break, I was talking about two spiritual laws. The first one that I hit was called divine oneness. We're all connected. The second spiritual law is called the law of attraction and the law of vibration. So the law of vibration is one, law of attraction is another. So I mentioned before break that I was going to give you some clues for how to use the law of vibration and the law of attraction to bring in more of what you need in your life. All right. So the first thing that you can do is we're going to have to link into your heart center because that's where the energy is. It's the emotion of your heart and the positive emotion of your heart. If you're listening and you're at work, you can kind of just keep an ear in. And if you ever want to try this out with me, you could book a session or you can go on my website and take a look. So I have some information there for you. All right. So for a heart link, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to link in, put your hand on your heart, and I would like you to just take a deep breath in and out. And in your mind and in your heart, I want you to imagine either a person, a situation, or a place that brings great joy to you. It could be anywhere, maybe sitting on your couch at home, maybe a roaring fireplace, the forest, the beach. It could be a pet. You could imagine yourself hugging your pet. But I want you to get the emotion of that into your body, not just the thought or the visual, but really the emotion as if you're actually in that situation, you're actually sitting there or feeling your pet or hugging someone you care about. That emotion is what drives the law of attraction. The next thing I want you to do is I would like you to focus on a mantra or a thought. It could be something like, I am a blessing to others. I resonate with love and compassion. Or it could be something like, I'm open to meeting people who are like-minded. Anything like that. I want you to get that thought into your heart and in your mind. And imagine a beam of pink light hitting your heart and opening like a flower into your entire energy field. And as you do this, again, your mantra, I am a blessing to others. I am open to love, compassion, and like-minded people in my circle. I am allowing the feeling of love to resonate throughout my life. And just sit with that for a moment and feel the energy of it. And then you can slowly open your eyes. Okay, usually when you do that activity, you sit with that for about 5 to 10 minutes. It's really hard when you're new doing this to sit for too long if you're not used to the feeling of being totally relaxed and in that mind space. But if you can hold that energy for about 5 minutes, you'd be doing yourself a great favor. Your energy field will raise, your vibration will shift, and how you will transform your day will happen as you go through it with this thought in your mind. The purpose of that is to filter that thought process and energy down into your subconscious field. Your subconscious field is where all that early programming happens. It's where your childhood traumas are. It's where, the bully when you were a kid that, kicked you off the bridge, the troll on the bridge. Those feelings go into our subconscious in the ways of fear and how we view other people that are similar. So if you get that positive energy down into your subconscious, instead of going into a fear place, you're going to be, oh yes, I'm in my day with love and compassion. Therefore, when I meet that angry person out, that's driving on the street, it's not going to bother me because I'm love and compassion and that person is in a different energy field. That person's living in a different space than I am. If you can do that, you will really transform using law of attraction. I've also done a class in the past on law of attraction where we make like vision boards, and vision boards are good because it puts down pictures, which are very visual, and pictures work with your right brain, which is your hemisphere for creativity, openness, and nonlinear thought. So that's why vision boards work. But the real power behind a vision board is not just making the vision board, but putting heart energy, positive heart energy into that vision board. And that's what really powers it up. And I'll tell you that years ago, probably about maybe 40 years ago, I made a vision board and I had in it exactly what my life is like now. I had my house in it. I drew a picture of a home. I drew a picture of pets. I had a husband in there. I had a book, all the things I wanted to bring into my energy field, I put in this vision board and everything has occurred. Why? Because what you focus on, you bring energy to. And when you focus on positivity and bring in energy to all these things, you can actually change your life and what you see in it. Trust me, it does work. If you need guidance on how to do this, you can always book a transformational talk session on rosemaryd.com or email me at info@rosemaryd.com and we can set something up. It's really very life-changing when you know how to use these spiritual laws and how to power them up for your own life. Okay, so next one I would like to talk about is called the law of correspondence. And this one is good because next week when I have my guest talking about family constellations, it talks about ancestral patterns. Did you know that in your life, when you change your pattern, belief, and understanding, you will help heal your ancestral line forward and backward in time? When you send energy, love, and understanding to your life lessons, you will help to heal your family line forward and backward in time. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? Just by doing what you do to transform yourself, you are transforming the collective. Why? It works because we are all one. That's the first universal law, divine oneness. So it's not really just about me and my problems and my life, because these things are constructs that I can heal and help those around me to heal just by nature of me changing my vibration. Your vibration affects the collective field. So when I go out in the world with a positive mindset, I'm not only just being positive for me, I am changing the pattern of the collective field around me. Why? because we are all connected by the law of divine oneness. My vibration affects the field. Why? Because vibrational fields affect each other. That's why when you're in the presence of a positive person, you will feel uplifted. And if you're in the presence of a negative, prickly person, that will make you feel a little icky too, right? Because their vibration affects you. In the same way that if you can keep your own vibration high and vibrant, your field affects other people around you. And I want you to think about this too. A lot of times we spend so much energy worrying about things far away from us. We cannot directly affect those things as much as you can affect the field around yourself. And although we can affect everything, because we're all connected even through distance, we have the most power and effect in our immediate field of energy, which is your family, your friends, and those people around your immediate field that see you, hear you, or understand where you're coming from. So the next law of correspondence deals with ancestral beliefs, your family patterns, your family beliefs and mindsets that you've taken into yourself and how you can change them. So one of the things I want you to know is that we all have what's called a higher self. When you're born into the human body, your soul is here, but there's a little piece of you on the other side, and that's your higher self. It's connected to the collective field through one of your top chakras, which are your energy wheels. This little piece of you is the best of all you were. It is all your soul lessons. If you tap into this energy of your higher self, this directly connects with divine, connects with angels, connects with the God force, connects with faith, connects with spirit. So when I'm making a decision, one of the things I like to do is I go into heart center and I ask my heart what it needs, and I also connect with my higher self and highest good and ask, what am I not seeing? Where's my blindness? Where's my blind spot? And chances are, if you're open to that situation, you're going to begin to notice and get information that is going to be downloaded very quickly into your mind and into your heart. And it'll guide you. One of the things that you can do is kind of look at family patterns or patterns that you yourself have experienced. Chances are, if you keep seeing a pattern in your life, it's probably an ancestral pattern. For instance, let's say you always feel like you never have enough money. You always feel like you have to hoard it or hold it. That is an ancestral pattern related to poverty, related to not having enough. Now, people in my age group, our parents were children through the Great Depression. You will notice, like I noticed in my family, my mother would hoard food. Like she would have cans and cans of food. I noticed that I was doing the same thing. I'm like, why the heck am I doing that? The store is 5 miles away. I'm not going to starve. I could live for like 30 years off the pasta that I have. What am I doing? And I went back. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing what my mother did. I'm repatterning the same thing my mother did, with fear of not having enough food, or maybe I'm going to starve, or I'm going to have to be careful. And I realized that that's a pattern. So recently, like this weekend, my daughter-in-law helped me. She helped me get rid of a lot of stuff and reorganize and organize my cans. She's like, what are you doing? You got all this food. What are you doing? And the light bulb went on. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this. But I want you to look at patterns that you may have been living with your own life, and recognize you might have gotten them from your mother, your father, a grandparent, even back in your line. Maybe way back in your line, there was this weird ancestral pattern that you have brought through your DNA now to heal it. And remember, when you heal yourself, you heal your line forward and backward in time. Okay, we're coming up on a sponsor break. Stay with me. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Hi, this is Rosemary. This is the Lightwalker's Path. And today I was teaching about spiritual laws and how to use them. And I went through just a few of them. There are about 12 of them, but I went through a few of them. I also wanted to pull some cards real quick. The first card I got to tell people about is the intention card. And the intention is what you hold in your mindset will help you with the rest of your day and what you actually will bring into your energy field. And this works very closely with the idea of manifestation and manifesting where your mindset is at the current time. So if your intention is that your day will go well and that you'll bring positivity into your life, then you are setting the intention and the energy out that this is what will happen. And that works very well with the law of vibration and the law of attraction. The next card I pulled is the support card, meaning that if you need help to do some of these things and to shift things in your life, there are many people that can help you, including me, because I work with people to shift their mindset and to help them understand and use their spiritual nature to help themselves. And the third one I got, which was kind of funny, was the manifestation card, which is the card that stands for where your energy sits is what you bring in. The world is a mirror, which is what we were talking about today. So the divine laws today were divine oneness. We're all connected by soul. Number 2 was the law of vibration. Where your frequency and vibration sits is an energy pattern and magnet that you put out to the world. The third one is the law of attraction. Where your heart center sits, where your energy and vibration are, will magnetically draw to things that are similar and like-minded. And if you're drawing the opposite, those are things you have to heal, pattern, and understand in your own life. So so if you're getting the opposite, that's something that is brought in for you to heal and to clear. The next one is called law of correspondence. And this law deals with where your higher self is and your ancestral patterns. And one of the quick ways to determine what your ancestral pattern is look at patterns in your own life and jot them down. What kind of people do you usually see that bother you? What kind of fears and beliefs do you have that you need to address? Is it fear of lack? Is it, a fear of the unknown? Is it not feeling good enough? Is it a constant battle with a family member or someone that you want to be accepted and they don't want to accept you? That's also a pattern that you brought back from your soul. Also, you have to understand that other people in your family group and in your energy field could have been in your soul group. Maybe they came back to work out an issue with you. So this ancestral pattern is also for people in your collective field around you. So as you understand what your lesson is, you can't always fix or change how the other person reacts to you, but you can only work on what you need to do for yourself. And as you change your energy, you will notice patterns of energy and things will shift around you and your own life. Okay, there's another law, and this is the last one for today. Not the last spiritual law, but the last one I'm going to talk about. It's called transmutation of energy. This one states that everything is in flux and in change. Nothing is stagnant, including the molecules in your body, the atoms in the universe. All the things are always moving, whether you know it or not. Change happens when our belief systems change. You can create change by being very aware of what your thought patterns are and how to mold and move them. Positive actions create ripple effects. So if you have a positive action, that can certainly shift you if you are feeling stagnant or stuck. Try something, because if you try nothing and nothing changes, nothing's going to change, right? So you try a shift, do something completely different, out of character, unusual. The other thing that you can do is look for a person that you really admire. Look for a person that you say, I really admire how they handle themselves. They seem so confident. Look at that. And you kind of have this person in your mind's eye. And whenever you go about making a decision or doing something, you think in your mind, what would that person do in this situation? And you want to think in terms of what positive changes can occur if I do this, this, or that. What if I was confident? What changes would I do? What if I wasn't afraid of what people would think of me? What would I say? What if I thought highly of myself? Not in a conceited way, but like if I valued who I am as a person, how would I express myself? What if I had a relationship with a friend that was very open and caring? And when you expand your mindset with these what if thoughts, you will unblock some of the stuck stuff that you might be in right now. So try it out. Let me know how it goes. You can email me at info@rosemaryd.com. And, let me know your thoughts and what you're thinking, if you tried out any of these ideas and if some of these worked for you. Remember, these are universal truths. They're not just from one religion or another religion. They're universal humanity, spiritual laws that can really help all of us when we use them and we learn how to play with these ideas. Fear can work the same way to block that openness works and love works to open. So if you find yourself in fear mode all the time, turn off the news. Okay, you don't need to know every single negative thing and misthought and mistruth that's out there. If you begin to rely on your inner thoughts and your inner awareness, you will probably have a clearer picture of what's really happening for you and what's going on. So remember, when you feel lost, you can always tap into that heart center. All right, higher self. I'm going to tell you about this again. Your higher self is the best of who you are. It is the you without judgment. It is the you without fear. It is the you that is your essence of who you really are. It's not the patterns. It's not the car you drive. It's not the things you own. It is the true essence of who you are as a person. The more you're able to tap into your heart center and really get that feeling of love into your body, the clearer that you will have a picture of your life. And you can shift things. So I've been your host today, Rosemary DeTrolio. This is the Lightwalker's Path. Please explore my workshops, sessions, books, and courses on rosemaryd.com. You can always email me at info@rosemaryd.com. And please check back. I have an interesting show coming up next couple weeks. I have some wonderful guests that I'll be interviewing and highlighting on my show. And it's been a pleasure and an honor to be in your space today. And I send you love and light. This is Rosemary. Please come back next week. Thank you. I'm your host, Rosemary DeTrolio, and you've been watching and listening to The Lightwalker's Path. Learn about my workshops, sessions, courses, and more at info@rosemaryd.com. My website, rosemaryd.com, Hands of Light by Rosemary. Have a blessed and beautiful day.